Do you ever have one of those days where everything went wrong? Or ever had one of those weeks or months where it just seemed like life was against you and nothing was working? Well, it's easy when that happens to look up at heaven and shake your fist and say, "Why, God? Why are you doing this to me?" Isn't it crazy how when things are going good in our lives, we forget about God, but when things are bad, we blame him? Well, David was human just like us. And in Psalms 13, he's going through a lot of those same emotions. He's saying, "God, how long will you ignore me? How long will you let me be miserable and suffer? What are you doing?" And what's crazy about Psalms 13 is that God never really answers his prayer. God doesn't jump in and miraculously save the day. And if you know the story of David, you know that when he was running from Saul, he was hiding in caves and he was being betrayed by cities he rescued, and he was being treated like a criminal and an outlaw, even though he had done nothing wrong. And just imagine, he did that for years. And he's like, "How long, God? When are you going to let me be king?" But what's awesome is that in verse 5, the last verse of this chapter, David says, "But I trust in your unfailing love." You see, even though his circumstances were bad, even though he felt abandoned, he said, "I choose to trust in your unfailing, enduring, persevering love." My heart rejoices in your salvation. See, that's faith. David's heart was rejoicing in a rescue, in a salvation that hadn't even happened yet. And then he ends it with action. He says, "I will sing to the Lord, for he has been good to me." When you're going through really hard times, sing to the Lord. Think about the times in your past when he's been really good to you, and thank him for those blessings, and believe in your heart that blessings are coming down the pipe for you. God never promises us a perfect life with no suffering. In fact, he says in this world you will have trouble. So don't be surprised when you have problems, or when tragedy strikes, or when something bad happens. But be like David and say, "I choose to trust in God's unfailing love, and I will sing of the great things he has done for me." And that's the secret to having the strength to endure your storm. God bless.